started here.
But that does put the pressure on PLG because PLG knows that Burnquist has a solid one in the bag. So pressure is on right now. This is your current leader.
And Pierre-Luc Gagnon, the perfect blend of height and tech, progressive skating at its finest. Watch the height and just the fortitude, the way he just pushes through the tech tricks once he gets to his heel flip variations.
And he really has just been the guy to beat on the vert ramp the last couple years. He won X Games last week. He won X Games best trick, and that was a 720 perfect.
The Canuck has a chip on his shoulder, we can put it that way.
Tricks every wall. Nollie heel Indy on the 13th wall.
You know, we thought the judging was going to be difficult with Mini Mega. It's going to be that much more difficult with Vert. So Pierre-Luc Gagnon was on top of the leaderboard coming into the first runs here in the Vert, but looking back at replay, starting with Rob Lorifus.
Rob with a cool looking Indy 540. Got a couple different 540 variations in that run. Young Adam Taylor boning the Indy. And frontside rodeo to end the run.
And the ever-consistent Andy McDonald.
That was a frontside 540 off the nose, a nollie frontside 5. Bob Burnquist with the signature burn twist and a switch nose grind revert.
Yeah, it's like Bob he does a feeble grind. Am I going to sus slide out of it? I'm not sure. I'll just make it up as I go along.
That's our current leader with a huge melon 5.
Pierre-Luc Gagnon.
PLG and Bob both making runs on their first attempt. So like I said, it's going to be a knockdown drag out.
So the Canadian Tech Maestro, Pierre-Luc Gagnon. As we look at our current standings after the 3 rounds of 4, we're in the midst of the 4th round, which is Vert. Those scores shortly to come. As we mentioned, Pierre-Luc Gagnon was on top following the mini mega ramp. But the question is, can the young guns battle the veterans? Guys like Pierre-Luc Gagnon. That's right, Pierre-Luc Gagnon, a veteran at 30 years old.
He's able to smile now because he just made that run, but I know him and Bob both are going to want to up the difficulty in the next 5 attempts.
And permission to speculate, I think we can say we all know here sitting at the table, Pierre-Luc Gagnon has a lot more he could sprinkle into that run.
Oh yeah, him and Bob both do.
Getting way over the coping there.
And we just continue here.
Great to see Elliott make that melon 5. That's what he had trouble on his first run, taking the stalefish over the hip. Elliott's got a solid run going right now.
Elliott's 22 years old, born in New York City, and now lives in Vista. And much like a lot of these skaters, as soon as they move out to California, especially Southern California, it's kind of the mecca of Vert, and their skating just starts to soar.
Yeah, and you know, it all comes down to when you're a Vert rider, the best facilities are in Southern California and the best skaters. If you're going to skate with Bucky and PLG and Bob Burnquist every day, that's going to help your skateboarding. I love watching Pedro skate.
Yeah. Well, how about, reflecting back on the X Games, his comfort level of throwing McTwist in a park run.
Yeah, with no pads. Yeah. And that's part of, being 15 and having no fear in the world. And that's the Stalefish 540 that they had trouble on first run.
He can hang on here.
Yeah, Pedro's got some big tricks, but I don't know that he's really got the use of the ramp that some of the other guys have.
Just loses it right there.
The 720 just getting away from him. Pedro just added that 720. He just learned it about a month or 2 ago, so he's still kind of struggling to throw that in his contest runs.
And you need 13 walls. We'll just try to keep reminding you here in the 4th and final round of competition here on the Vert ramp. All the skaters get 6 runs. It's 3 heats, 2 runs apiece, 6 runs in total, and you take your best scoring run. But in that run, you have to do a solid 13 walls. And if you fall, that run, you're out. out of that run, I should say, not out of the competition. So
after 3 runs, Rob was sitting in 6th place. So I don't know that he's going to be in a spot to take the win here, but it would be huge for a guy like Rob if he could bump up onto the podium with a solid form.
You know, I mean, Rob's been around a little bit longer, but I still put him in that category of the, Adam and Barros. Like, he is part of that new guard, and once you see those guys start to get some success and traction, it really sent a shockwave into the veterans.
Yeah, and look how psyched out Rob is right there. He changed his lineup, did the big rodeo 5 at the end of his run.
What a piece of work from A to Z. I don't know if it was a Monet or a Picasso. What do you guys think?
I'm going slightly cubist on that, actually. Yeah, there were some angles on it. Real hard angles, but powerful. A lot of emotions.
Adam Taylor's focused. Adam's looking solid. He was in the top 5 after 3 rounds, so it'd be huge for him just to hold on to this position.
Yeah, we talked about making the move out to Southern California. Adam Taylor's had the luck of skating with the sport's best. It is a really tight click contingent, vert skating.
Yeah,
chances are if you move out here, all the fans watching in Des Moines, Iowa, come on out. The pros will have you.
Yeah, well, we like to accept, fellow people that share the same passion.
Yeah.
So there's always good sessions going on at the ramps in Southern California, and most of these guys have come from all over the world. You got guys from Europe and Australia and some of the Brazilians, and guys like myself that moved from the East Coast.
So this just in, vert skating now accepting applications, and on the ramp, Sandro Diaz, he gets to the nard jar and gets that successful run. Maybe on the next run we'll see the 900.
There's the kickflip Indy over the hip that gave him trouble first run, made that one solid.
On his varial tricks, literally pulls his board so far away. Oh, a little double Madonna, little kicker there.
Kicking it to Fakey.
Yeah, he's definitely using the whole ramp too.
This is going to be a nard jar. Next wall right here.
Gets that tail down. That's it. That's the one.
That
signature
was an
trick.
Amazing run. And you know what? He really missed the setup for that nard jar as well. He did a McTwist, and his feet were all sloppy and in the wrong position. Still put the nard jar down solid.
It's that 540, and he calls the nard jar. He slaps that tail down going in. How difficult is that?
Well, he's the only one in the world that's done it, so I'd say that's pretty difficult.
Take your word for it. Have you ever done a nard jar by accident?
No.
And jarred something else?
Yeah, I've done a lot of that.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
That is amazing.
Yeah. And it's frontside 5, the way his axis, how flat he is.
That tells you something about Bucky Lassick, because he went down on that his first run. And that is such a gnarly trick to do that frontside rodeo over the hip. And he just comes back, most guys would be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start out with a frontside air, change it up. Bucky, he will try that all night.
Absolutely. That is why he's a favorite, though. He does. He always talks about rolling the dice. He's so against playing it safe.
I know. And that's why he's fun to watch, and I respect that.
Safety second, I say.
Wow! That kickflip frontside air over a 20-foot gap. And you know what it looked like? Andy flicked it. It got away. He put it on his feet and let go of it, and then he had second thoughts about making it again.
I thought Andy was going to do a varial after that. I think he had time to actually do the varial.
I hope they got the mega slow-mo running on that. I want to see that replay later.
Bob Burnquist has just entered the ramp. Nice Smith grind.
And like we were saying, Bob has one run in the book right now, but he has got to raise the difficulty to beat PLG.
Jack, can you talk about someone who likes to paint a canvas? I mean, Bob likens his skating to that. He's just all about moving it forward. It's all about the brush stroke. I'm going to do some trees over here, and over here I'm going to put some birds up on the coping.
That's right. And what's nice about him is he's got a subwoofer.
This is the special stuff that Bob can make happen. That did not flip properly. That's a frontside cab. And this
That was magical.
And we knew that Bob specializes in the mini mega ramp. PLG PLG and Bucky specialize in the vert stuff. We didn't know if Bob could bring anything to the table to hang with PLG, and that run right there just proved that he can, and PLG is sweating right now.
You would have to go to Ultramo to slow that down, to figure out everything he's doing. There's so many subtleties.
I'll tell you what he did. He did a switch kickflip to fakie that did not flip, and he chucked it under his feet, and PLG has got to put a solid run down right now.
Sweating right now as the fans are being treated as PL starts to dig a little deeper.
That's right. Things just got a whole lot of interesting.
Indy 5 over the hip, kickflip melon, perfect. Perfect lines all the way across this massive vert.
So now the Canadian tapping into his inner anger.
There's the 720, solid.
You talk about coming out to Southern California and having access to the facilities out here. PLG being from Montreal, Canada, really came out here and made sense.
Wow, switch pop shove to lip slide. And I think Pierre actually missed one of his tricks and had to improvise there at the end.
I'll tell you what, that's taking a little page out of Colin McKay's book, who we made reference to earlier. Very progressive vert skater, but there were so many tricks going down.
Lorifus, super slow-mo on the tail grab 540, thumb on the toe, holding it on the skateboard. There's Sandro Diaz, massive Madonna.
A little double kick on
Double
that.
pumped it, yeah.
Yeah, borderline.
Knee on the board. That is a cool style right there.
The lucky star.
That is the Narjar, the 540 hitting the tail. And that trick is so gnarly, you could tell Sandro was psyched to make it.
And here we go. The Fovist.
Frontside cab, no grab. That is Bob Burnquist style.
Skate popism at its finest. So, we've just put the first heat in the books here in the vert ramp. Another one to go. You don't want to go anywhere. It is just getting intense.